Hey, what's up, gamers? I was just testing out Huang's deck that he showcased on his YouTube channel, as well as I believe he got 5th place at the Eggman event a week ago, 2 weeks ago, one of the two. I want to test it out, see how it felt. It is just like a red OTK deck. There's some like really unique ways that you can play with the list, but it's pretty straightforward. There's not much to say here. I did misplay a lot when I was playing it. Haven't played an OTK deck in a while, so I didn't see the lines of like Medusa killing off the statue like once or twice with the Grumble for lethal. So that was a bit unfortunate for those games. I'm not sure if I have enough games and I have to show you the ones where I do horribly in. But aside, we'll just do the quick card by card. Nothing too crazy. The Digimon is, I think, the most impactful thing in the list. Just once per turn, when an opponent's security stack is removed from, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. There are a couple really nice plays where you have the Digimon and you have the option out. You can swing in with the level 4, activate the Digimon to go into your level 5. Level 5 will then trigger Cyberdramon. And we could do the new option here, or we could just continue off of that other effect and use the Raging Serpentine to go straight into your Medusa for free, which is really cute. I did like that a lot. It's kind of cool. I think it's probably, a solid egg. 4 of the Agumon plus 2k inherit on play, add a Reptile Dragonkin back from trash. You're not going to be doing that too much unless your opponent like hits it in security. Most of the time, you're just trying to kill your opponent by like turn 3 or 4, and if you're not doing that, you're probably gonna lose to most decks, unfortunately. Elizamon is on play at top. Search top 3, add a Reptile Dragon Kid and a Liberator card. Really good, really good. Just search add 2 most of the time, especially because like half the deck is Liberator, the Owens, the Medusas, other Elizas. The fact that it can search itself too is just so gross. I love it so much. And then 2 Oko. I think the rookie ratios are fine. I very rarely was like, man, I'm starving for a rookie here. Then we've got 4 of the Shark Shark 1 Greymon. Just the sec +1 makes it really easy to get to that 5 security check threshold. And then 4 of the Dimetramons, being able to cheat out the Owen is also really nice. With an Owen on field, getting that extra memory at the start of your turn is good, but I think mainly it's just like the ability to force a check through on your opponent after evoing into one of your larger men. It's like a pseudo Pyldramon in a way, which is really nice. And then 2 Grumble. This card's actually really cute in the fact that it is a way to delete some errant statues, the petrification tokens, for like 2 checks, which is really cute. It happens a lot where I have a petrification statue out. They out the Medusa that was left on board. I could go into a Grumble and pop the statue, swing for a game, which is really cute. And the Inherit also comes up a lot as well. So. On to the 5s, we've got 3 Cyber, just on play or when dissolving. If your opponent has 5 or fewer security cards, they place 1 card from their hand at the bottom, and then they trash the top. It has like some utility, because it forces your opponent to essentially just discard a card. However, because you're putting insecurity, there were a couple times where I went against an armor rush player and they put the structure deck magnet at the bottom of their security, getting like huge amounts of value and stuff like that. So depending what your opponent has in hand, it can be a downside. But also you're trashing the top card security, which can be anything as well. So you've got the Pyldramon just on play when Digivolving. For the turn, one of your Digimon gains piercing, it gets plus 4k. Then this Digimon may attack. The Alter's effect doesn't matter, but it does give sec +1 as an inherit. This guy gives plus 4k on your turn, DP wise. This one is usually better, I think, for empty board states or for like when your opponent has a blocker, because you'll be able to beat over most things. But this one's, I think, better for like combo potential stuff if you're like not able to like swing and you really need to conserve some memory using the option or using the Gigi. And then one of the superior mode. This guy is mainly just here as like a... I don't even really know what. I never drew him a single time. I understand what he does. He's just an insane card who's going to be fucking huge, and he's going to beat a dude in the face, probably. And so if you've got the Greymon, and you've got the tie out, he can do 6 checks by himself, which is funny. And then we've got 4 Medusa and 1 of the Wargrey. Medusa is just like your killer card. Progress is really nice in this like more ace heavy meta. I ran into an Xmon player who was not able to Xmon ace me, which felt fantastic. Just when dissolving end of attack, you may delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon, which if you wait till the end of the attack, it will usually beat the petrification token, but you can also do it preemptively as well, just to pop something. And then all turns when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted or their security stack is removed from, you can play 1 petrification. You then play, not may, you have to play 1 petrification token. It's a white 3k DP that says your turn, this Digimon can't suspend, and then on deletion, trash your top security card. Just good. And then the Wargrey, just reduce your play cost by 2 for every Digimon your opponent has. And then it has Rush, Raid, and Blocker. All turns when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, this Digimon may unsuspend. This guy also synergizes really well with Owen, just being able to play him out, even though most of the time you'll pass turn. Being able to swing Raid into something, piercing, get a check in, unsuspend, and have a blocker on the crackback. Feels pretty solid. Feels pretty good. And then 2 of the Omni X's. I went into this guy a bit more proactively than I expected to do, but he's just like a better Blitz Omni. So keep that in mind. Then we got 4 Owen, typical Liberator Tamer. Just start your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon gain a memory, then end your turn by summoning this Tamer. One of your Digimon with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait gains piercing for the turn, then that Digimon attacks. Keep in mind, it only works on Reptile and Dragonkin, and this guy is not one. There have been turns where I was at 1 memory, I was like, oh, I'll Digivolve into the Greymon, and then I'll force him to attack. The check will go through, I'll be able to Digivolve using the Gigi into a 5, and then maybe if I had the option, I'd go into a 6 right there, and he'd go crazy. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. It does not work because this guy's a dinosaur. It does not work because this guy is a demon. Alright, the only one that I would work with is the Demetra, which to be fair, it is really nice going Eliza, like for search turn 1, then turn 2, Digivolve for 2 into Demetro, play out an Owen, force the card to swing, and then gain back a memory, potentially keeping turn. That does feel really nice. Play 2 the tie, just sack +1 memory setter, and then 1 of the Louis, just as an extra way to chip for damage. You are OTK tech, you're just trying to kill your opponent as quickly as possible. 3 of the Raging Serpentine. I'm not sure about this card. It did win me a game against Royal Knights. Quite literally, if I did not hit it in security, I would have died. However, I don't know if that still justifies it. It reminds me a lot of like Biting Crush, but just worse Biting Crush, unfortunately. But I mean, I guess if you're worse Biting Crush, maybe there is still a place for you in the list. Then 4 Red Memory Boost and 2 Training, which I think is an awkward ratio for a lot of people, because they're used to having valuing training searches over Red Memory Boost searches. However, you are like a pseudo combo deck where you just want to find your pieces immediately and then go in for a game as quickly as possible. So being able to search a little bit deeper with the Red Memory Boost is much more important. But yeah, that's the list. We'll get into the games and let me know what you guys think. Alright, so here we've got Medusa versus a Armor Rush deck. Our opening hand is pretty decent. We have like a pretty good turn 1, especially with the amount of memory they've given us. There's the argument for playing the Owen here, but we also get it for free off the Demetra, so maybe not. We do end up playing it because we couldn't find anything better. We're probably switching for like an Eliza off of the Red Memory Boost there, which makes sense. We pass our opponent to 3. They will have the ability to do pretty much whatever they want. So kind of trying to read the cards, make sure I understand them to some extent. Mute this. What the hell? Go into the Demetra. Go straight into the Sidra. They will place 1 in security and trash 1. Just hoping maybe that we can fuck with them a little bit. We will also be able to go straight into the Medusa using the Gigi. Just try and get as many checks in as possible right now. And then we'll use the effect. Swing in. Delete. Hit training. And then we'll end of attack delete this guy. So we'll do a total of 3 checks, putting our opponent to 4. They will promote. They'll gain another memory, go to 5. They have so much memory to work with. An obscene amount of memory to kind of play around with. very scary. The Serpentines are also a lot less useful in this matchup in particular, just because of the fact that Armor Purge exists. So our opponent is ignoring our body, which makes sense. They swing into security, hit a memory boost, go use the new Davis to trash the top card, go into a new armor card, the new Magna that gives minus DP per armor form in the trash, beats over the Medusa, and then I believe he passes turn using a mental training to go into a Magna X, putting us to 1. We are at 4 security, so we're not super pressed. We just Evo in the back for 0, and then Evo in the back for 2. We are missing a 5 and a 6 here. We're debating playing out the Uko or playing out the Agu. The Agu will just grab us our thing back, whereas the Uko is only usable next turn if we, for the promotion and stuff. We're valuing the Agu add back more, so it appears. So, grab back the Sidra. They will be getting a lot of draws and a lot of swings here. Magnax is a solid card. And go ahead and Evo in the back to the new Vmon. Just whenever you evolve into armor form or hero trait card, reduce the cost by 1. So it's definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. Yeah, I'm like maybe Raging Serpentine has something you can do here, but no, Magna is just going to be completely immune, and even if it wasn't, it would still just armor purge straight into level 4, meaning this option is not going to be super useful for us. They do end up playing another copy of that Davis, and then into a training, they say, you cannot get over my guy. And you know what? They're probably right. Probably going to be quite difficult for us to do that. We do promote. We're so close to being able to do it. We are actually very close to being able to do it. Actually, I do start seeing a line here, I believe, where I go into Demetra and then swing in and see if my opponent does something, but then I just end up committing to a Sidra play instead, hoping to find a good level 6 to go into. I should have popped the memory boost first, but it's okay. It doesn't matter, actually. I forget we have 2 of the memory gain inherits. We'll go ahead and evolve the Sidra into the Wargrey. Still not big enough to get over him, unfortunately. We attack with the Agu here. See if he'll let a check go through. We instead just go into the Omni and raid into our opponent, hoping that we can keep the blocker up as something that will maybe save us for the turn. We'll go ahead and rush, swing without suspending, and we will raid into the Magna X. I don't know if that was necessarily correct either. It's kind of hard to know for sure. Getting our opponent off the Magna X is nice, but also they have 2 of the new Davises, so maybe just blocking the Magna X, leaving him suspended, and having to use the Davis there was better, maybe? But it's hard to know. Our opponent's at 8, so they're not lacking for resources. It shouldn't be too hard for them to kill us here, as long as they get some amount of draws to do so. Both of these are also reducing the Evo costs by 1, so they're essentially Evoing for 1 on top of our guys. They also have mental trainings, so they can do whatever they need as long as they keep hitting the Magnas to unsuspend their Digimon. Swing in, hit a Medusa. We need a Serpentine, honestly, in order to kill... No, even Serpentine wouldn't save us here, unfortunately. The Evo for free into Eliza. Any Magna pretty much, as long as not the Starter Deck one or the Royal Knight one. So half of the Magnas available to the deck. We'll just let them do whatever they want. So they do trade the Davis, gain 1, draw 1. It's at this point I start having a little bit of hope. I'm like, oh, maybe they don't have it. They would just go for it if they just had it, right? They do training, they do search, they don't find anything. Okay, I'm feeling a little good. I'm like, okay, they maybe don't have it. Okay, memory boost, okay. They find one. They found one, okay. Not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world. One isn't game determinative. They're only on one memory now. They do Evo for 2 here. Is it a 3 cost for the magnet? I thought it was a 2 cost for the magnet. I guess the magnets are stronger, quote unquote, than the regular armor forms. So I guess it would make sense if the magnets are 3. So they do reduce it to 2 costs using the effects of the Vs. He will reduce our Omni by 10,000 DP, leaving him at only 6k. Swing in, hit a tie. I'm just like, alright, hey, you know what? Gain 1, draw 1. Does he have it? Does he have it? He does, in fact, have it. We will unsuspend, gain an obscene amount of DP, and then swing for game. We'll see you in the next one. Alright. Here, we are playing Medusa, as you know. Scroll. Speed. But we are against... I don't want to say it yet. You know, I'll wait a little bit. We'll go ahead and hatch. Go into Eliza, play out Eliza, get the search. See if we hit the Demetro. We do hit the Demetro. I love this little play you can do. Also take both of them because they're Liberator and Reptile, so you can add one of each. We are playing against the new Examon decks. I think the Examon list is really cool. You like it a lot. The Ace is really hard to deal with. And they also have Tamer Destruction, which can come up a lot in a lot of different matchups, which is also really good. My opponent is thinking a lot here. Let me fast forward a little bit. They do Evo in the back for 2, and then play out the fucking red-blue memory boost. I can't remember what it's called. Fucking violet, fuchsia. I don't remember. We leave in the back. We go into Metro. Affect the Metro. We will get out the Owen Dreadnought. And then from here, we will offense training, so that we get another extra search. We'll add the level 5, being the Pile. Swing in with the Demetro. We will die in security, but we will gain back a memory from the Eliza and inherit. And a pretty good turn, putting our opponent to 1, Sadeko a Tamer, and a training, while doing a check to our opponent's security. Digimon in the back is still kept there. I feel pretty happy with this current play. We also have the line next turn, no matter what they do. Because if they do leave up a level 5 or 6 and threaten to ace us here, we can go Cyber effect, trash security, and then that will pop the Gigi, allowing us to go into Medusa and Owen swing. When swinging, we will be immune to their ace effects, so it won't actually matter that they ace us there or not. They suspend the Owen. It will not be able to unsuspend during our turn and then swing into security, hitting our arrestor. That guy is in the first check of security, like 3 of these games. So, you know, that's pretty cool. We'll proc the training, go into the Metro for free. We are a little afraid of the Ace, so we end up triggering the Sidra. Our opponent is figuring out what they want to basically just put in the box forever. We end up trashing a Davis, which feels nice. Gain a memory, trigger the Gigi, Digivolve for 3, reduce cost of 1, into the Medusa effect. We will end up popping their level 6 and swinging in for not 1, but 2 checks. And from here, there's not much else we can do, so we'll just go ahead and pass the red memory boost, put our opponent at 3. They have nothing in raising. They have nothing on board. I feel pretty confident this game is pretty much over, because they are essentially dead on the crackback, unless I don't find like a hybrid or a Omni. But even then, putting our opponent on 0 security will essentially mean doom for them. And yes, they will end up scooping. Alright, this is going to be the last one I show off today. This is a decent hand. We got a good turn 1 play. That allows us to do a couple different things. We will Digivolve in the back to Agu, and then we'll go Eliza. We'll get the Demetro. We will not double hit, though, unfortunately, so we'll just grab the War Gray, as it gives us a nice little utility piece. And we are up against Royal Knights. They start the turn with a Omeka, which is, like, fine. We'll stay in the back. We'll go into the Demetro. Go straight into an Owen, and then Owen effect, we will swing in For 4, we will die, but we will gain that memory, and then we will offense training. For 2, we'll add the Grumble. So definitely not bad, definitely not bad. And very similar to the last game we just played. It's pretty decent, pretty consistent, and pretty consistent. They swing in, they hit the Sidra, which is what we're missing currently, so I'm actually very tempted to just Agumon here. We could put them to 1, but honestly it doesn't matter too much against Royal Knights, I don't really care too much. So we will just Agu. Agu will add back the Sidra. And now we're chilling. We could have also played out the Owen at some point, but because we ended up getting the Demetro, I don't think we have to. Even though we miss out on the extra memory now, you know, we're setting up for the grind game, the long game. He is dead this turn if he doesn't get rid of his Agu, though. So, all right, well, unforge. Is he dead here? I'm actually not sure. I don't even remember. We do offense training here for free Evo. We will go into the gray. And then we will offense train again, go into the Sidra for 1. Then we can go into the Gigi. Just figuring out what wants to trash. We end up trashing the last Guardian, unfortunately. And then go into use the Gigi, go into the Medusa. Medusa effect, we will end up deleting their blocker, which will give them a draw. And so this Medusa does 3 checks right now, which is quite strong, I can't remember if this is the game that I forget that OmniX doesn't delete or not. So we'll find out. We do go into the Demetro, play out the Owen effect. End of turn, go ahead and give Piercing to our Medusa, which essentially just makes it so that way his little Omeka doesn't do much if he blocks. Other than on that last check, give him the opportunity to go into an Omni. And with that many Last Guardians, maybe not a bad play. Start setting up a lot of kill potential, but it's fine. He may not have it. Oh, I remember this. He does go Rocket with his Jess GX, which will do 4 checks, and then he's got another 2 for game. He'll end up deleting when the Medusa hits the tie, and then hits the Serpentine Bite. Oh, devastating. Passes turn, overflow for 5. We'll gain 1 here, gain another 1 here. Go ahead and Digivolve into the Eliza, and there is just lethal on board with the Grumble. We promote Grumble. We'll go ahead and Digivolve, pop the token. Token trashes security, swing in. We will crash, but that's okay. Even though he places underneath, we do not have any security to hit, meaning he cannot play it back out, and that is GG. All right, so those were the games. You know, I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest to lose some of those for sure. I think the deck is fun. Definitely not like a tier strategy in any means in my mind. But like, there's definitely potential here. I think progress is a really, really cool keyword. Being able to just ignore your opponent as a whole is always, I think, really powerful. And if it has something backing it up, I think it'll be a very strong mechanic going forward. But otherwise, I mean, this is just a red deck wins scenario. Just red deck, try to kill your opponent. We've seen plenty of those. There's still plenty of those that can kill, I think, in the exact same way this deck can. Or at least very similarly. So it doesn't really stand out to me in that sense. But I do like some of the searchers. I do like some of the cards. I think they're very unique. With like the Raging Serpentine and like the trashing with progress and stuff like that. I think as well, I will also give the deck another star bonus, being that it is 2 generic archetypes in my mind, being Reptile and Dragonkin. You can absolutely expect a lot more Reptile and a lot more Dragonkin going into this game's future. So, I think that maybe Medusa doesn't stay around, but cards like Eliza, cards like Owen, cards like Gigi, cards like Raging Serpentine, all may see consistent play in the future, depending on the powerful support they're given. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, do the shebang, etc., etc. Don't let me keep you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, gang.